Afternoon, students. Welcome to this new lecture of Transportation Engineering 2. As you all know that we are studying the third unit of TRE 2. In last lecture, we saw different types of station and yards. Our next topic is signaling in railway. As you all know that signals plays very vital role managing the traffic, especially the road traffic. But it is also very helpful in railway. Without signals, we cannot maintain or regulate the traffic of railway also. Signals are basically provided at different locations in railway also. For example, near railway station, there are many signals are provided. Okay, so it is provided on the basis of location also, on the basis of operational characteristics, functional characteristics. So the signals in railway has different functions, okay, different characteristics. So this question that uh, different types of signals in railway usually comes in exam of 6 marks. As if you see the last year's question paper or before that, you will find this question that what are the different types of signals in railway. Okay, so we will see one by one what are the different types of railway. But before that, let's see what is basically signaling is. As you can see in front of your screen, the definition of signals. Okay, see here, signals, as you can see, signaling consists of the systems, device and means by which the train are operated efficiently and track are used to maximum extent, maintaining the safety of the passenger, the staff and the rolling stock. It includes the use and working of signal, point, block instrument and other equipment. So what the statement is actually is that signal is consist of various systems, device, okay, by means of which the train can operate efficiently and tracks can be utilized with maximum extent. Okay, the track will be utilized with maximum extent. It will also maintain the safety point of view, safety of the passenger, of train drivers also, okay, all the staffs. So signaling is very important for the safety point of view and to maintain the traffic properly. Okay, without signal what will happen, there will be a chances of accident. Two trains can be on the same track, okay, or uh, there are various chances of accident also. Okay, so to reduce the chances of accident or completely remove, we will provide signals. Okay, so basically signaling system basically consists of various devices. All are electronic devices usually. Okay, and in today's time all have become the electronic, all electronic gadgets, electronic devices are used for signaling. Okay, so for passenger safety point of view also, signals is very important. Okay, and also to divert or to maintain traffic in a very efficient manner, signaling plays a very important role. Okay, this is one of the image of signals. Okay, red means also in railway means stop. Okay, red means stop. It is a semaphore type of signal. We will see what kind of a signal it is. Okay, in classification of signal, this is an example of signal. This is a photo of signals. Okay, you might have seen this while traveling with on railway. Okay, so uh, these are the type of signal. So we will see one by one the different classifications also. Okay, so let's move. Object of signaling. Okay, so why signaling is basically provided, what are the objectives of providing signals? So we will see one by one. See the first one, to provide facilities for efficient movement of trains. Okay, efficient movement of trains. Okay, if we provide a signaling system in a railway track, what will happen, the train will efficiently move, there will not be a chances of congestion. Okay, if train properly follows the signals. Okay, what will happen? There will be efficient movement of train. So with the efficient movement, what will happen? The traffic congestion problem will solve. Okay, and the train will reach its destination on its proper time. The delay will minimize. With the efficient movement of train, what will happen? The delay will minimize. The chances of accident will also reduce. Okay, there are many benefits. Okay, the next one is to ensure the safety between two or more trains which crosses or approaches each other's path. This is the most important one. Okay, signals are also provided at the location when the train diverges from its main track. Okay, when the train diverges from its main track, there is also a signal. Signals are provided at various locations. So, to safely diverging operation, to properly diverge the train from one track to another, signal plays an important role. And also, signals also provide safety. Okay, it will also enhance the safety so that two trains cannot crosses each other's path. Okay, the two trains cannot cross each other's path. So the signals plays very important role in safety point of view also. Okay, and especially when the train diverges from main line to a branch line, it will also diverges only when the signal give its clear signal or clear indication so that the train can diverge from its main line to branch line. Okay, the next one is to provide facilities for maximum utility of the track. You can understand from this statement also that when the proper signaling system operates, what will happen? The track will run at its maximum utility, or maximum, you can say, uh, at maximum value of its purpose. Okay, for example, operations or purpose. For example, a track is there, and if the signal system works properly, what will happen? It will guide the train in proper manner. So what will happen? Suppose in 1 hour, 5 trains can cross from this particular main line. If the signaling system stop, what will happen? Only 2 or 3 train will cross. So to run a train on any line with a maximum utility, what will be the most important thing? There will be a signal. Okay, if signal work properly, the track can be used on its maximum utility. The next one is to provide facilities for safe and efficient shunting operations. Safe and efficient shunting operations. See, basically shunting also means a sorting operation, but here shunting means when the train, for example, see this image. This is a shunting operation. What is happening? The train is diverging from main line to a branch line or another parallel line. So this operation is called as shunting operation. When train reaches near a points and crossing, this is the point and crossing. Na? We have studied points and crossing. Suppose a train approaches the points and crossing, what will happen? There is also a signal, okay, which indicates the train can diverge. Okay, the train can diverge. We will see that kind of a signal also. So to provide facility for safe and efficient shunting operation. Okay, this shunting operation, what is happening here is train reaches at points and crossing. If the signal is red, it means the train cannot diverge. Okay, there is a different signal. It's not that points and crossing signal. So, but the most important thing is the signal is also provided near shunting operation. So it provides a facility for safe and efficient shunting operations so that the train can diverge from main line to another line with safety. Okay, with safety. Next one is to guide the train movement during maintenance and repair of the track. This is also very important. Okay, as you might have seen that the track operations are usually going on. If the track operations are usually uh, is going on, then what is happen? Train diverges from one track to another track. It is also happens because of signaling system. Okay, so signals also guides the train whenever there is a maintenance or repair work is going on. Next one is to safeguard the train at converging junction and give directional indication at diverging junction. This is almost the same statement of this one, to provide facilities for safe and efficient shunting operations. This statement and this is also same. To safeguard, okay, to safely transfer the train to a converging junction and give directional indication at diverging junction. This is same, okay? This train is diverging from one track to another. So track gives a clear signal. Only the train only diverge only if the track gave its clear signal so that the train can move from one track to another track. This also happens because of the signals. Okay, so these all are the objectives of signaling. I hope you have understood this. So let's move to the next topic, which is types of signal basically. So as you can see, there are many types of signal based on a special characteristics or a special function. As you can see, first one is operational characteristics. The signals basically, this is a very important question. Types of signal. Usually in exam, they will ask about the type of signal, not about the objectives of signal. Okay, but you have to study objectives also. But the most important question here is types of signaling, or basically types of signals. So as you can see, there are various types of signal, which is a subcategory of a main heading, that is characteristics. Okay, there are different types of characteristics, basically four types of characteristics. Okay, first is operating, second is functional characteristics, third one is location, and the last one, which is the fourth one, that is special characteristics. Operating characteristics means how they will operate, and functional means according to their functions. Okay, they will operate. Third one is location. Location means where the signal is actually placed. Okay, the placement of signal is the location characteristics. The final one is a special characteristic. These are the special signals which used as a at a very special places. Okay, uh, important places, or you can say special places, which is not normal. Okay, not normal places, it used only on special places. So we will see one by one what are the different types of signal. The first one here is the operating characteristics. The first is operating characteristics. In operating characteristics, there are three signals. One is detonating signal, second is hand signal, third is fixed signal. Okay, detonating, hand signal, and fixed signals. So let's see, first is in operating characteristics, detonating signal. See here, detonating signal. See, during the foggy and cloudy weather, when a hand or fixed signals are not visible, detonators are placed on the rails, which explodes with a loud sound when the train passes over them. Okay, this sound draws attention of the driver to the proximity of the signals. See, as you might have traveled in a train, especially in foggy or cloudy weather. What happened? You cannot see what is in front of you. Okay, or you barely or rarely you can see. Okay, so in those conditions where foggy or cloudy weather is there, then what happened, the signals which is actually placed, we cannot see that signal. Okay, the driver cannot see that signal, it is not visible to him, especially in foggy climate. Okay, so in those conditions what happens, these are the small detonators. Okay, these are the detonators. These detonators are placed on the rails, as you can see the placement of detonators. Okay, when the train moves over this rail, what will happen, there will be a explode with a loud sound. Okay, when the train passes over them. Okay, when train moves over these detonators, what happened, there will be a loud sound. Okay, that loud sound comes from exploding. So this loud sound indicates the driver, it indicates the driver that in the proximity or in the vicinity there is a signals. Okay, which might be missed by the driver. The driver might miss that signal, but due to this detonators, it which draws his attention because of that loud sound. This loud sound helps the driver to understand that there is a signal. Okay, so these detonators are especially provided in foggy or cloudy weather, just to draw the attention of the driver that there is a signal or there might be a signal. Okay, so these detonators create a loud sound. Okay, from the safety point of view, detonators must be placed on the rails at least 400 to 500 meter ahead of the signals or behind the signals also, to enable the driver to stop the train or to obey the signal. These signals consist of containers with explosive and are fixed to the rail by means of clips. This is the clips. Okay, these are the clip. As you can see, with the help of this clip, these detonators are fixed with the rail. Only with the help of this clip. So what happened? These detonators are provided ahead, or you can say the behind the signal 400 to 500 meters. Okay, before the signal. These are provided 400 to 500 meter, means 0.5 kilometers from the signals, just to indicate to the driver that to stop the train or to obey the signal. Okay, just to indicate that there is a signal. Okay, which you can miss by the due to the foggy weather, which you can miss due to the foggy weather. So just to indicate the driver that there might be a signal. Okay, so you have to be careful that there might be a signal. You have to stop the train, or you just have to obey the signal, whatever the signal or indication there will be. So these are the detonating signals. It means these are the detonating signals. I hope you got it. So let's move. The next one is a hand signal. You have seen this many times. These hand signals, which usually provided in Indian Railway. Okay, these are the hand signals. These are specially used if the fixed signal doesn't work properly in special places also. But these signals you have seen in many times in your life. Whenever you travel in a railway, in a train, you have definitely, I am 100% sure that you have seen this. Okay, what is that hand signal means? As the name indicates itself, it is used by a man. It is used by a man. Okay, with his hand. That's why it is called as a hand signal. It's a manual signal. Okay, so here hand signals are given either by flag fixed to a wooden handle. Here is a wooden handle, or by the bare arm. One person can just hold that flag, okay, without a wooden handle also. So when the flags are not available during the daytime, see, this signal only works in a daytime. In night time, it is very difficult to see this. So these are mainly used in daytime. But what happened in night time? We use this lamp, these lamp signals. Okay, this is a red light here, and there is a green light also. So this is specially used in night. Okay, so these lights are used in night. Here, during the night time, lamps are used in which movable glass light of green, red, and yellow shades are provided. The hand signals are generally used by guards, station master, cabin man, gangman, keyman, pointman, or any other authorized man. Okay, so these are the individuals which use these signals. It might be a station master, guard, cabin man, gangman, keyman, pointman, and any other authorized man. So they use these signals. Okay, in daytime, green means what? There is a clear way. Red means stop, and yellow means be cautious. Yellow means doesn't stop, or yellow. What is the meaning of yellow? Yellow means you have not, you should not stop, neither you move. Okay, you move with caution. Okay, you move with caution. The train should move with a caution. Okay, so this is used by in daytime. Green means clear way, red means stop, yellow means be cautious. And these lamps are used in night time because these flags cannot be used in night. It is not visible in night. So the lights lamp are used in night. Okay, color indications are there. Red means stop, green means clear way. Okay, so these are the hand signals. Next one is fixed signals. As you can see here, these signals are fixed on its location. It is a permanent signal. That's why it is called as fixed signals. Fixed signals are usually of semaphore type. It's a type of signal. Okay, semaphore. These signals are called as semaphore signal. It's important word. Okay, remember this, semaphore signal. These are the types of fixed signal. Semaphore signal is a type of fixed signal which is fixed at a place. The principle of design of semaphore signal is to show the stop position of any failure that happens to be in the apparatus. The signal mechanism is so arranged that normal position indicates stop position. Here, semaphore signal is a fixed signal. Okay, semaphore signal is a fixed signal, and semaphore signal is used to indicate a stop position. Okay, is used to indicate the stop sign. See, suppose this semaphore signal, there are two images. See this image, this red arm. Okay, this red arm is it normal position. It is in a normal position. In this image you can see this red arm is a in normal position. Okay, in this position it is inclined. Okay, it is with 45-degree upward, or it might be 45-degree downward. Okay, this is not a normal position, this is the inclined position, this is the normal position. What happened in semaphore signal is, when the train needs to stop, what happened, the semaphore signal indicates this sign. It means indicates a normal sign, the normal position. Okay, this is the normal position of semaphore signal. If the semaphore signal shows this position, it means train has to stop there. Okay, train has to stop there, this is the normal position. So with this last line you can understand that the signal mechanism is so arranged that in normal position it indicates the stop position. In normal position it indicates the stop position. It means this is the normal position, this image. Okay, this image you can see that cursor, this position, if the arm is in this position, it is the position of stop. Okay, it is a position of stop. Okay, for example, this is, just wait here. See, this is a, suppose this is a pole, and if the signal is in this position like this, like this, it's a 90-degree with this pole. Okay, the arm, this is the red arm, this is the pole, this vertical is called pole, and that horizontal rod is called as arm. So if the rod and arm make an angle of 90-degree, it is a normal position. Okay, this is a normal position, this making a 90-degree with the pole, this arm is making the 90-degree angle with this pole. So this position is called as a normal position. Okay, this position is called as the normal position. It means train has to stop here. Okay, it means train has to stop here. This is a stop sign, train needs to be stop here. Okay, this is a stop position, train has to stop here. It's a normal position of semaphore signal. But what happened here, and if the semaphore signal shows the indication like this, see this image, this image. Okay, suppose, suppose this is the pole. Okay, this is the pole, this is the pole. Okay, and semaphore signal shows an inclined position like this. Okay, like this. So it means train doesn't need to stop here, train has a clear way, it has a clear sign that train can move. Okay, so this is not the normal position. Okay, so it is making an 45-degree, almost 45-degree with the horizontal. Okay, okay, this horizontal is making a 45-degree mark with the horizontal. Okay, 45-degree angle with the horizontal. So it means the train doesn't need to stop here, train can move freely, because this semaphore signal is not in a normal position. This is the normal position of semaphore signal, this is a normal position, this is not normal. Okay, it is making a 45-degree angle with the horizontal. This position also, it can also be like this. It can also be like this. Okay, the meaning of these two indications are same. It is either 45-degree upward or either 45-degree downward. Okay, it means train doesn't need to stop, it can move freely. These are the meaning of semaphore signal. I hope you have understood this. Okay, this is the stop fixed signal, and we will in next topic we will see next type, we will see different types of fixed signals also. So I hope you have understood this. So these are the uh, types of operational characteristics. We saw detonating signal, hand signal, and fixed signal. Detonators are provided near the vicinity of the signal, especially when the atmosphere is foggy. Okay, so the signals are not visible, so drivers can hear the sound of detonators so that they can understood that in the vicinity there is a signal. Okay, so detonators are just to provide, they are only provide to understand, to provide to give the indication to the driver. Okay, it is not basically a signal, it is a part of signal. Okay, it is not a signal actually, detonating signals. These are the detonators which are provided on a railway line just to indicate the driver that in the vicinity there might be a signal, so driver have to obey the signal. Okay, detonators. Next is hand signal. You have seen this many times. A person standing with the two flags, one is with the green color, one is red color. Okay, just to give an indication whether the train has to stop or move. It's a hand signal which is handled manually. In daytime they used flags of green and red color, but in night time flags are not visible, so they used lamps of green and red light. And the next one is a fixed signal, which is a semaphore signal. Okay, and fixed signals, a semaphore signal which consists of a pole and a arm. If arm in a normal position, it means train has to stop, and if it is in a 45-degree angle making upward or downward, it means train can move. Okay, so these are the types of operating characteristics. The next one is a functional characteristics. So let's see the functional characteristics also. See functional characteristics. First one is a semaphore type or stop signal. In just a previous type we have seen this completely. Okay, semaphore signal or stop signal, the same thing is here. Okay, the principal design of semaphore signal is to show the stop position of any failure that happens to be in the apparatus. Okay, the signals mechanism is so arranged that in normal position it indicates stop position. The function of component parts of semaphore signal can be shown in the figure. See here, it's a semaphore signal. This is called as pole. This is an arm. Okay, there is a white board. As you can see, there is a white. There is also a red color. Okay, this is the, see here, this is the lamp. Also color indication in night time. It indicates color also. Okay, this is a weighting machine. Okay, which is operated to give the signal with the help of this weight balance lever or weight machine. This is the signal post. So we have seen this already that in semaphore signal it is usually provided to give the stop sign, and this is the normal position. Okay, this is the normal position, it means train has to stop here. If this arm is making a, if suppose this arm will make an angle of 45-degree upward or 45-degree downward, it means train can move. Okay, train doesn't need to stop here. This is the normal position of semaphore signal. So see there, the principal design of semaphore signal is to show the stop position. It is usually provided to show the stop position, especially suppose in track there is a failure, there is a problem, there is a train standing there. So that's why it is provided to give the stop sign. Okay, it is usually at 45-degree angle, but in special uh, situations it is at normal position. Usually it will show normal position in special places or special occasions. For example, there will be a track failure or train is standing in front of another train. So in those situations, this semaphore signal is usually work. It is provided at almost at at a distance of 1 or 2 kilometer in a railway track. Okay, this semaphore signal is very important. Okay, semaphore signal is provided throughout the railway line. Okay, at a particular spacing of 2 kilometer to 5 kilometer, maybe 2 to 5 kilometer also. Okay, the signal mechanism is so arranged that in normal position it indicates stop. We have seen this already, that this is the normal position, and whenever the train arrives and if the semaphore signal shows this position, it means train has to stop here. Okay, this is the normal position. The function of the component part here, this is called arm. You don't need to study all these parts. Okay, just remember this diagram. Okay, you don't need to write each and every component, because in exam it will ask about the various types of signal, not a particular semaphore type usually. Okay, but just understand this diagram. With this diagram, important thing is this arm, this pole. Okay, this lamp is also here. It's an easy diagram, you can understand it. Next one is this here semaphore. As I told you, this is the normal position, which means stop. This is the downward position, or it may be an at our upward position also. It means clear. Train cannot stop here. Okay, train can move freely. This is the stop position. Train has to stop here. This is the normal position. This is the clear position. Next one is a Warner signal. See, Warner signal is also a type of a semaphore signal. Okay, see here, a semaphore signal at the entrance to the station is combined with a Warner signal. Suppose this semaphore signal is provided near the station. Okay, 1 to 2 kilometer before the station. Okay, the Warner signal is similar to semaphore signal in shape. As you can see, there is an arm of rectangular shape. It is also rectangular shape arm. The shape is same, but only difference is this V notch. In this case, this semaphore signal, you can see there is a red color with that white mark. Okay, but in this there is a yellow color with that V mark or arrow mark. This is called V notch. Okay, at its free end. Okay, here the movable arm is fish tailed as shown in figure. Here, okay, it's like a fish tail here. Okay, so this is the Warner signal. Okay, understand this. This is the Warner signal. This is the Warner signal. This is Warner signal. Okay, now this Warner signal is usually provided below the semaphore signal. Okay, see here the Warner signal is placed on the same post of the semaphore signal at 1.8 to 2.1 1 meter, 1 meter below the semaphore signal. See, the distance between this semaphore and this Warner signal, this vertical height is 1.8 to 2.1 meter below the semaphore signal. The Warner signal is painted yellow and exhibits a yellow or amber color at night instead of red color. Okay, instead of red, it indicates yellow color. As you can see, yellow color can be seen in night also. Okay, you can see the yellow color in night. So that's why the main purpose of it is to show the same stop signal, especially in night, because red is not visible in night. Yellow can be visible from a long distance also. So that's why it is provided a yellow or amber color. Okay, the function of both these signals are same, but just it works in night time, it works in daytime. Okay, I hope you got this. So let's move to the next signal, that is a shunting signal. See, shunting means the operation when the train diverges from main track to another track. For example, this is one of the track, and if the train diverges from this track, okay, if the train diverges from this track, that is called as shunting operation. Okay, if the train diverges from this track, one track to another track, this operation is called as shunting operation here. So these are the signals. See this image, this is the real image. These are the signals. Okay, it works on electronic devices also. Okay, so these are the shunting signals. Okay, these are the shunting signals which is provided near the shuntings. Okay, shunting signals are used for shunting operation in station and yards, and as you know that in station or yards the track diverges from main line to so many tracks so that the train can stop at different platforms. So there are many tracks in railway station near the railway station. From main line it diverges to different types of parallel lines. Okay, so the shunting that's why it is provided near the railway stations. Okay, are used for shunting operation in station and yard. Therefore, they called shunting signals. They are of the shape of circular disc. As you can see, it's a circular disc with a red or band or white background. Okay, as you can see, there is a red band with a white background. Okay, so that it can be seen clearly. The disc can move, revolve in a vertical plane. Okay, this disc can be revolve in a vertical plane. Okay, it is moved, it revolves. Okay, by pulling the lever by hand. Here is a lever. Okay, here is a lever. If the lever is pulled, it will rotate. Okay, two O's are provided, one for red lamp and other for green lamp. Okay, as you can see, there is a two lamps are here, also here. In night time it works with the lights are working in night time. Okay, in night time these lights indicates red and green color. Okay, green lamp and red lamp. See in this image there is a green lamp. Okay, this is the red lamp. Okay, see here, this is the red lamp, this is green lamp. Okay, in image you can see that when the red band of disk is horizontal, see this red lamp is horizontal position, it shows red light at night, it indicates stop. Okay, so you can understand from this line, when the red band, this red band, it is at the horizontal position or it shows red light at night. In night time you cannot see this disk, you cannot either see the color also, you cannot see the color also. So in night times what happened, it indicate that these lamps, okay, there are lamps also in this disk which indicates the color. So stop means red color, so it will indicate red color. But in daytime it is at the it is at the horizontal position, like like now, as you can see, it is in the horizontal position. It means train will stop, train have to stop here because it is at the this red band is horizontal position, it means stop. In semaphore signal also, normal position or horizontal position means stop. Okay, when the red band is in inclined position at 45 degree, again here similar to the semaphore signal, this is the 45 degree. Okay, the disk will revolve and this red band will be at 45 degree with the horizontal, this it will make a horizontal 45 degree with the horizontal plane. And in night time what happened, it will show the green light. You cannot see this position in night time, so what will happen, it will indicate a green light. The green means proceed or clear way. So again, in daytime if it is in a horizontal position it means stop, if it is at a inclined position means proceed. And in night time it will definitely, if train has to stop there, it will indicate red. If train has a clear way, it will indicate green. Okay, I hope you have understood this. So let's move to the next, but before that just see this image, it means stop. Okay, in daytime we are talking about daytime. In night time it will operate with the uh, lamp system. So lamp system is very simple, green means clear way and red means stop. So for this stop means it is at, it will be at horizontal, this disk will be at horizontal position. Okay, in night time, sorry, in if the train needs to stop, it will show horizontal position. If train has to move, it will show this inclined position. This will revolve and it will maintain a 45 degree with the horizontal. So this inclined position means proceed and stop means if the disk is at horizontal position, it means train have to stop here. Okay, so let's move to the next one, that is a color signal. See, semaphore signal is actually an old type of signal, but in India semaphore used very uh, oftenly, but in the other countries they don't use semaphore signal, they use color signals. Okay, okay, so this color system is basically similar to the roadway signals. Okay, you have seen in roadway while traveling with your own vehicle or other vehicle, you might have seen the signals, we all have seen the signals. Okay, the color signal, red, amber, green. Okay, the same system is also provided in the railways. Instead of semaphore signal, we can provide this light color signals also. Okay, semaphore signals are being replaced by high intensity beam color light. Okay, high intensity beam color light signals both during day and night. Now, in daytime there will be a problem with the light also, but these signals uh, will provide a high intensity beam color which can be visible in daytime also. Okay, which can be visible in daytime also. Okay, so instead of semaphore signal we can also provide this color light signals. Okay, the meaning is almost the same. Okay, in case of color light signals, the normal position to indicate proceed, it will show green. In semaphore signal, what will happen? The normal position means stop, but in color signal normal position means proceed. Normal means shows green light. Just remember the same situation with the roadway signals. Okay, just remember the roadway signals, these are same with the color light signals of railway. Okay, so green means proceed, stop means it will show red light, stop or danger, it will show red light. Or what happens with the yellow color? Again I will tell you, yellow means move with caution. Okay, cautiously move. Okay, train doesn't need to stop there. Okay, or it doesn't have to move with a very high speed, train have to reduce the speed. Okay, it shows the yellow light, it means train has to reduce the speed because train can be stopped at any time. Okay, yellow means the next signal is red. Okay, the next indication is red, similar to your roadway signals. Okay, so again, green means proceed and red means stop. In India, these signals are used on urban and suburban sections with heavy traffic. Whenever there is a heavy traffic, there will be a color signal. Okay, but in India, semaphore signals are also used. Okay, so let's see one diagram. Here, green, yellow, amber, similar to the traffic signal of roads. Okay, green means proceed, red means stop, yellow means move with caution. Train have to reduce its speed because yellow means the next signal is red. Okay, green, yellow, red. Move like green, yellow, red. So yellow means the next signal will be red. Train have to move cautiously. See here, green, yellow, red. Red aspect dead, stop or dead. Okay, stop means, and yellow means caution. Okay, yellow means caution. Train have to reduce the speed. Proceed, can be prepared, and be prepared to stop at the next signal. Yellow means proceed, and yellow basically means train can move with slow speed because it can be stopped at any particular time. Okay, and as you know, green means go ahead, clear signal. Okay, so I hope you have understood this basic two classification of railway. The first one we have studied about the operational characteristics, in which we saw there are three signals. One is detonating signal, next is hand signal, and the fixed signal. These are the part of the first one, that is the operational characteristics. The next one was the functional characteristics. Okay, in functional characteristics we saw semaphore signal, Warner signal, and shunting signal, and color signal. These four we saw in functional signals. Okay, I'll show this again to you. See this classification. Okay, we have seen these two classification, two characteristics, operating and function. I hope you have understood this clearly. If you have any query, any question, you can ask me. Okay, so I hope you have got all this. In next lecture we will see location characteristics and special characteristics. Okay, in next lecture we will see these two other functions of signals. Okay, I hope you have got this. If you have any query, you can ask me. Okay, thank you so much.